Let's just jump right into this explainer. Today, we are navigating a pretty wild concept, the intelligence paradox. We're going to explore this totally counterintuitive idea, why the very thing that makes you incredibly smart might actually be the exact same thing that's making you miserable. Seriously, if you've ever felt completely trapped by your own thoughts, you were definitely in the right place. So, picture this. It's 2 a.m., you're wide awake, just staring up at the ceiling, replaying the exact same conversation over and over and over again. It's a wildly relatable scenario, right? Your mind is just racing, dissecting every single word you said, every tone you used, trying to find some hidden meaning where there probably isn't any at all. It is completely exhausting. Or, maybe you've spent hours, literally hours, agonizing over a completely simple decision, just terrified of making the wrong choice. Now, most of us view this endless rumination as a glaring personal flaw or some sort of weakness. But here is the counterintuitive truth. It's actually a byproduct of a highly intelligent brain. That's right. Many of the world's absolute smartest people struggle with overthinking every single day. Millions. Your brain processes millions of pieces of information every single second. It's the most powerful machine ever created. And people with high intelligence naturally notice details that others completely miss. Where an average thinker might look at a situation and see one clear, obvious possibility, a highly intelligent mind instantly sees 10. You aren't just thinking about today, you're projecting into tomorrow, next month, even years down the line. And at first, that sounds like an incredible superpower. But here's the catch. Sometimes that superpower becomes a massive burden. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One path is action, the other is endless thoughts. Most people, they just pick a path and walk forward. But the highly intelligent overthinker stops and asks, well, what if the other path is better? What if I fail? What if I regret this decision for the rest of my life? Instead of just moving forward, you become trapped in this maze of what-ifs. Your brain is constantly searching for patterns and hidden risks, which is great for solving incredibly difficult problems, but it also creates problems that don't even exist yet. So why do we do this? Well, scientists actually connect this overanalysis straight back to our brain's survival system. This isn't some modern glitch, it's an ancient evolutionary mechanism. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors survived simply because they were hypervigilant. They carefully looked for danger before taking any action. Predicting threats literally meant staying alive. Your brain is hardwired to protect you. But think about the evolutionary mismatch here. Back in the day, danger was physical and immediate, right? Wild animals, natural disasters. You needed a fast, hyper-analytical brain to survive that. But today, our threats are job interviews, exams, relationships, money, or honestly, even just worrying about what other people think of us. The environment has completely changed, but our biological hardware hasn't. And here is the terrifyingly fascinating truth about all this. Your brain cannot always tell the difference between a real danger and an imaginary one. To your biological alarm system, an awkwardly worded email from your boss feels exactly the same as a tiger waiting in the bushes. This biological confusion causes your brain to continuously overanalyze everyday, totally mundane situations as if they were literal life or death scenarios. Because of that constant false alarm, the physical toll is massive. When you're constantly worrying, your brain floods your system with cortisol. Your heart beats faster, your muscles become incredibly tense. Your sleep quality just plummets. Have you ever felt entirely mentally and physically exhausted, even when you haven't actually done anything physical? That's why. Over time, this chronic state of high alert ramps up anxiety, completely drains your confidence, and just makes everyday life feel so much harder than it actually needs to be. Which leads us to a massive trap: decision paralysis. Think about spending 99% of your energy just comparing every single detail of two nearly identical options, imagining every outcome, desperately trying to predict the future, and that tiny 1% left over, that's your actual forward movement. But while you're busy overthinking, life keeps moving right past you. Successful people understand that no decision is ever perfect, and waiting around forever for certainty is a total trap. But hey, take some comfort in this. Brilliant minds throughout history doubted themselves too. Their immense intelligence allowed them to see the pitfalls that others couldn't, which naturally made them second-guess their choices. But the critical difference? They felt that uncertainty, and they stepped forward anyway. They realized that taking action was literally the only way to test their brilliant theories in the real world. All right, so how do we actually break this cycle? How do we finally escape the maze of our own making? Let's get into some concrete solutions. First up, you've got to become aware. Whenever you catch your mind endlessly repeating the same thoughts, just Pause. Ask yourself, is this actually helping me solve the problem, or am I just worrying? Honestly, just that simple question can interrupt the cycle. Number 2, set decision deadlines. Give yourself a specific amount of time to think. 10 minutes, an hour, maybe a day. Once that time is up, make the call and move on. And step 3, which is probably the hardest, accept uncertainty. Life has absolutely no guarantees. Even the smartest minds in the world cannot predict the future. Because here is the golden rule. Action creates clarity. Endless thinking, it literally never does. Waiting for perfect certainty only delays your progress. And yeah, you are going to make mistakes, but every successful person has made mistakes. The secret is that those mistakes become lessons, and those lessons are the exact stepping stones that eventually lead to your success. Of course, a high-performance machine needs proper maintenance. You have to actively calm the mind through meditation, regular exercise, prioritizing really good sleep, and, this is a big one, limiting social media. These are the required, non-negotiable physical maintenance steps that give your overanalyzing brain the rest it desperately needs. When your brain actually gets enough rest, it thinks clearly, not endlessly. So we're left with this huge mindset shift. True intelligence isn't about how much you think. It's measured by how well you use your thoughts. The smartest people out there know exactly when to analyze a problem, and, more importantly, they know exactly when to stop. They deeply understand that thinking without taking action literally changes nothing in the real world. I want to leave you with a thought that is kind of haunting, but honestly super inspiring. The greatest prison isn't made of steel. It's made of endless thoughts that never allow you to move forward. Don't let your own brilliant mind become that prison. Next time you find yourself generating hundreds of imaginary problems, take a deep breath. Ask if it's useful. If it isn't, let it go. So I'll leave you with this. What is one endless thought loop that you are going to break out of today? Think wisely, act confidently, and keep moving.